Hello, thank you for clicking on the video. My name is Gunnawa with eXp Realty. This is my buyer presentation. We're going to go through the journey of a home buyer, specifically the one with a loan. Today, we're going to talk about income, bills, savings, loans, DTI, credit score, what is a home, and updates versus renovation. All right. First step, very important step, itemizing your finances. Knowing your financial situation is going to be your ultimate guide in your home buying process. So we're going to go over your income, your bills, and your savings. First, income. What do you do? How long you've been doing it? And how much you make doing this. And then we're going to go over your bills. Monthly payments. You got to track down these monthly payments, specifically the ones that are on your credit report, your minimum monthly payments on these. They can be things like student loans, auto loans, or credit cards. You can get a credit report yourself, or when you start applying for these loans, the lender is going to run your credit report. So basically, what they're going to do is take your income and bills, and then they're going to calculate your debt to income ratio, your DTI. So what they're doing is making sure they approve you for a certain amount that you can afford. So once you sit down and find those monthly payments, you want to sit down and look how much you've saved up and how much you're saving. So this requires you to know how much you spend on food. Let's say you got Hulu, Netflix, you've got Prime Video, you've got HBO Max, all of it. You've got every single streaming places possible. We might want to cut down on those just to maximize on your savings or your morning coffee. Let's say you might want to cut down on your morning coffee. Living frugally is going to help you save, and this might be really important at this moment because you're saving for a home. It's a big financial commitment, and we want to be able to afford a certain amount. And it's just really good overall. It's just really good to know what you're actually spending. It took me a really long time to sit down and know what I'm spending my money on. And when you do, saving becomes easier. Once you know how much you're saving and how much you can maximize your saving, you can kind of give yourself a timeline in which you can buy your home so you can start preparing. Let's say you're contracted on a rent, like you just signed rent. You got a year before this expires. So can we make it by the end of that year? Can we make it with the amount you were saving? Can we make it to buy a home? So very important. Also, having a lot of savings will widen your options for what loan you can get, which is the next step. Getting a loan, talking to lenders. Very important to know the lender you're working with. They have to be an expert in the loan you're going to take. And if you don't know what loan you will be able to be approved for, ask the lenders what they think you're going to be able to go, what your options are. And if you don't feel safe asking, random lenders, either Google search them, just do a little bit of research. Hopefully there's reviews online. If they don't have reviews, then maybe you're not going to feel comfortable working with that lender just because you don't know their history. Or another option is contacting your local real estate agent, somebody that's worked with a lender before. They might even have a list of lenders that you can work with. Once you find out what loan you're going for, you're gonna want to know that your lender is an expert in that loan. So let's say you're going with an FHA because you weren't able to save as much and you need a low down payment, and it's a good option for you. Or you're going conventional, you have a certain amount down payment, and that's a good option for you. Your lender is going to let you know how all the numbers work. So this is why you need a lender that is an expert in the loan you're going with. And at the same time, when you're looking at lenders and you're applying for a loan, you want to look at the rates they're giving you. You truly want to get the best rate. I cannot stress this enough. That little tiny percentage difference might sound small now, but later on throughout the years, it's going to stack up. It's going to stack up so much. You don't even know. You're gonna thank yourself when you're looking down the road how much you've saved up. So shop your rates, get the right lender, and get the right loan for your financial situation. So we're done, right? We're gonna approve for a loan. Let's go look for a house. Well, one thing you should know about is closing costs and upfront fees. So let's say you are on a tight budget. Let's say you've been paying rent and it's really high, and the rent market is increasing, and you just weren't able to save as much, but you're getting kind of sick of paying rent and having basically no savings after just normal living requirements. Your normal amount of food, you're living frugally, but you weren't able to save a certain amount that you needed. You need to know about these closing costs and upfront fees. Your lender is going to let you know about these, but before you even start looking into maybe getting a home, you should know about closing costs and upfront fees. It's not just the down payment that you need to save for, it's these that you need to save for. You're not going to know what these are until near the end of the deal. So at the start, your lender is going to have a piece of paper that kind of outlines the estimates, and then as you go closer to the end of the deal or the signing table, your estimates are going to be pretty accurate once we lined up the appraiser, the inspector, and the attorney. I have earnest money down here. It's not really a closing cost or upfront fee. It's more of a spot saver. If you're really, 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 really interested in a home, maybe you want to put down some money so that you're kind of giving the seller something to be like, hey, I'm serious. I'm serious about this deal, and I really want this home. And please, negotiate with me. But before you even think about buying a home, closing costs and upfront fees, very important to know. This is where savings are going to come in. So let's say you are living frugally and you aren't able to save enough, and you had enough for the down payment. Getting a real estate agent might be something that's an option for you. They can help you negotiate at the table. They can get some of those closing costs and upfront fees into the deal so that you can avoid paying them if you just really need to close on this house. You can afford the mortgage. You can absolutely afford the mortgage. You can afford having this loan, but it's just that you've been paying for such high rent or other things that you weren't able to save. Your agent will be able to negotiate this. A good start is realtor.com and exprealty.com. So everything is absolutely perfect now, right? We have everything lined up. We know about closing costs and upfront fees. We are approved for a loan. We're ready. We saved up. It's time to go house hunting. You're really excited, and a lot of emotions are flying through the air. One more little piece of advice I have is to reflect. This is where the update versus renovation part comes in. So you're gonna want to know what you want in a home. You've probably thought about and dreamt about your perfect dream house. You want a certain structural way your roof looks, or you want a triple garage, or things like that. But the reality is, unless you're building your home, homes are built differently. They're going to have features that some homes have, and then there's another home that has a feature you like but then are missing that feature, and back and forth, and you don't know which to pick, and you get a little bit flustered. But if you sit down and really reflect on what you truly want, you want a single multifamily, what style of home? Do you want a cottage, a cabin? What utilities are in a home? If you're buying a condo, maybe something like amenities, or and maybe a garage. What kind of garage attached? How many basement, kitchen, bedrooms? How many bedrooms? How big of a backyard? If you want a finished attic or just a regular attic, you want to know these things. My advice is just pick three of the most important, super super important things you want in your home. You cannot live without, and then we can move forward about, okay, let's say you want, you're a cook, you love cooking, it's your passion. So when you're looking for a home, this one house just has the most amazing kitchen, right? Oh my gosh, it's the perfect kitchen. Unfortunately, this house has two beds. Oh no, you needed 3 beds. So you are looking at another home with 3 beds, but the kitchen is just not up to par. But what you want to think about is the kitchen is updatable, maybe, to your dream kitchen, but then you buy the house with 2 bedrooms, you might have to knock a wall down, or you might have to add a wall somewhere, and you have to work with the space. Sometimes it's going to be a lot more expensive to do that than just update the kitchen. You might be surprised that you didn't have to spend as much on the kitchen to get it to where you want it. But now you have a home with your favorite kitchen, or your dream kitchen, and the 3 bedrooms. So super important before you go out house hunting is to know what truly is important and what is a home. All right. So we're finished. You're ready. You have some information on what it's like to go and find and buy a home. If you had any questions, if you were confused on any of these slides, if I didn't explain it well enough, you can contact me 518-596-0027. I'm practicing in the state of Connecticut. I'm with eXp Realty. Thank you for watching. I also do one-on-one FaceTime calls for any kind of questions you have. So we can schedule one if you really wanted to. You have a great day or evening or whatever time you watch this. Thank you again.